I couldn't sleep last night, so I did what any sane person does, which is think of Dead by Daylight for the next hour and a half until I fall asleep. And I actually thought of a lot of good ideas. And this most recent one is because of an interaction I had with some of the best players I've ever faced. Now, I'm not going to drop names, but it is a 4-stack Swift that has been playing a lot, getting win streaks. And one of them is a very, very kind, lovely human being that likes tofu. No reference at all. Anyways, I lost against them as the Hag, and it really showed me how weak the Hag is. So I thought about it all that night. How does one actually like buff the Hag so that she can actually do something and actually be successful? Well, I will tell you. My first idea for buffing the Hag is a very kind of like it's kind of wishy-washy. There's a lot of thinking, and it's a whole entire new thing. That's why I'm putting it up first. The last idea I'm going to share is probably my favorite one. I think is going to be the best one. The first idea would be that the Hag has a new ability in a rework kit. She still has her traps as per usual, but she has something in chase. She can throw or spew mud. So a lot of people might not like this, and it might be like, oh, there's more vomit like the plague. No, 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 no. Like, you know the snowballs in the snow event that you can throw? Maybe something more similar to that with the Hag, where she's a throw animation where she's slightly slowed, and she can throw a mud ball at someone or something to slow them slightly, just so that she can catch up maybe, and maybe like make a little bit more distance on them. Because she's useless outside of her traps, and if you're going against a good Swift, you are going to be useless. Some people might go in the comments, say, Aiden, I disagree with you. I think the Hag is just a very complicated killer, and is a high skill ceiling. Yeah, you are correct. It's a high skill ceiling. But keep in mind, if you face a 4-man Swift that has 10,000 hours each, you're going to lose. Especially if they're in comms. You're going to lose the game. I promise you. It happened to me the other day, and it showed how futile it is to face against a team if they have information on you. If someone stays on you and chase, you're done. You're gone. So that is one of my ideas to maybe buff her slightly, is to maybe make it so she has like kind of like a spew effect that goes off in front of her, or maybe like a mud ball she can throw to slow you. That would be pretty cool. I would kind of like it. Maybe she could also do something like that with pallets, where she could, you know how the plague can infect things? Maybe the Hag can maybe throw mud on vaults or pallets to maybe slow the survivors, to force it to be a medium vault every single time. Oh my god. Guys, I thought I was streaming. You guys might have been like, why did he just stop talking? I have my Twitch open right now, and someone just typed chicken sandwich where? And it's their first time chatting, and I thought I clicked the stream button. I almost had a heart attack. I'm not streaming. Sorry, guys, that was weird. Let's get back to it. So the mud slowing down maybe at a vault or at a pallet would be interesting. That's so freaking weird. And then I think that would be pretty much it. You could probably have a preset pallets. Maybe if they throw it down, they still get hindered slightly. It'd be fun. It would be interesting to do. Now, that's just one idea. I would say the second idea, I don't know if I really have. I had a second idea. I don't really remember what it was, though. But my idea that I truly think that will actually, like, help the Hag, and I think this could be something they could add, would be, what is it? Would be when she places her traps. Do you know how you have the option to teleport or not? A lot of the time, survivors, when you're either carrying someone or when you're in chase with someone, will run up to your traps, and then better survivors will run up, activate it, and run away because the Hag will not be able to catch you. So maybe instead of that, and like that counterplay, her counterplay back could be different, where if they activate the trap and the Hag does not teleport to the trap, it leaves a mud like circle, a pile. Because when you place a trap as Hag, you clearly see that circle, that activation circle, for the Hag's traps. So maybe instead of when she doesn't teleport to those traps, that activation circle is transformed into like a mud pile. like a mud-like circle. So when people walk over that, they get hindered, they get slowed down slightly. That could really change how Hag is played. And now some of you might say, well, then why doesn't she just place her Hag traps right back onto that little mud circle? And I'm going to say they make it so Hag cannot place traps on top of that already. I think that would help out a lot. Now, she could place it around it, but you're already going to be playing away from that if you're playing versus the Hag. I honestly think this is somewhat of an idea that could be used, and I thought I was a genius. So that's why I really wanted to make a video about it, because imagine that. Better survivors actually having to think, should I activate this trap or not? Will this give her an advantage later on? Because even though the Hag still loses something, she gains something. So it also gives a ton of more thinking to the Hag placement of traps, rather than having them be mindless. You could place them in pathways as well in hopes that they activate them, so maybe it causes a slow effect. There are so many things that could be done with that. And obviously after the mud circle is walked upon, it'll be it'll leave after a certain while. Maybe it'll only last 60 seconds on the ground, which is still a good amount of time. So it kind of denies that area. It makes her more of a zoning killer, don't get me wrong, but that is a really, really cool idea, and I kind of like it. I feel like it wouldn't still be as helpful as it could be, but I really like the idea. I feel like the thing with throwing mud on things or having a slowdown in chase could really help her, because she's useless without her traps. And if people play outside of her web of traps, she's going to lose. She will lose. And that's what happened to me. I most likely am showing you the gameplay of where I lost and how horrible it was with these guys countering me left and right. This is a perfect team facing me, and they are going to win 9 times out of 10 against any killer in the game, except if they're an S tier like Momo. If someone's playing like Momo or something like that, then it's going to be an actual fight for them. But I would still like to say that I think these weaker killers need buffs, and I think this is just a couple ideas that I have that could change her, and it's just a slight change too. It's nothing insane. It's nothing game-changing. I feel like that would be fantastic. So let me know your thoughts. Do you guys think that the throwing of the mud method or placing mud on top of vaults and pallets would be strong? Would it be too strong? Would it be weird? It could force slow vaults, all that fun stuff. What do you guys think about that? And also, what do you think about the idea of leaving a little mud circle for a slowdown effect that only lasts so much, time, that can actually help the Hag in chase, so she's not just useless. That also helps her when people try to activate her traps consistently over and over. It actually adds more thinking to the counterplay and placement of her traps. I think that'd be really cool. It'd be a very small change. It wouldn't take too much other programming, in my opinion, because they already have a circle for the placement of the Hag traps, so all they would have to do is make it turn into a mud circle. It'd be really cool. I think it'd be lovely. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you guys have any other ideas how you would rework the Hag. More than just adding her add-ons as base kit. I want something fun and intuitive. Let me know your thoughts.